As educators, it's important when we teach that we make connections between the what, the how, and the why. Every instructor should be able to articulate, with supporting evidence both from theory and experience, why they choose to use specific teaching approaches in their classroom, whether online or face-to-face. While there are a number of resources in this module that provide background on learning theories, our focus here is on theoretically based teaching approaches that most impact the learning design process and support you as an instructor. Good design is all about intentional alignment between the goal we set for our educational experience and the practices we choose to help our learners reach that goal. Our own personal experiences and/or philosophies of teaching and learning often drive these choices, whether we know it or not. By lacking awareness of where these practices originate or why we choose them, we run the risk of creating random acts of instruction, which may undermine a learner-centered experience. In their book, Streamlined ID, Larson and Lockey provide a helpful organizing method for 3 pedagogically based approaches to learning design that are informed by different theoretical assumptions about learning. These are instructivist, constructivist, and connectivist. This course is organized using all 3 of these approaches. The instructivist approach emerged from behaviorism and cognitivism. Instructivist strategies support what is traditionally experienced in teacher-centered classrooms, with content presented to passive learners, responding to stimuli from the external environment, for example, teacher or materials. Instructivist design is generally used in situations where the goal is to produce objective changes in behavior using conditioning strategies, such as repetition and practice, while building the internal cognitive structuring necessary for learners to organize, store, and retrieve information. Instructivist design focuses on providing content, guiding learner performance, supplying feedback, and assessing for mastery based on measurable and observable changes. It is widely used for skill development and competency-based training. For example, even in this self-directed course, behavioral objectives are included to support learning design skill development. Direct instruction is provided by videos with practice activities. Constructivist approaches underscore the humanistic belief in the individual capacity for choice and self-direction in learning. Informed by cognitivism, constructivism, and social-situated learning, design considerations assume a more active and developmentally mature learner. One who can build on previous learning by reflectively reorganizing mental models and making new meaning from experiences. Constructivist design is focused on the internal learning process, promoting inquiry, problem solving, reflection on diverse perspectives, and contextual considerations. For example, faculty participants in this course will be asked to make meaning of their learning experience, resulting in a reorganization of existing mental models. Meaning-making strategies include reflection and action planning. Connectivism, while not fully acknowledged as a learning theory, is informed by social-situated learning, distributed cognition, media theory, and others. It supports 21st century pedagogical strategies that address the impact of technology on teaching and learning, including our unprecedented access to vast quantities of information. Connectivism focuses learners on building the skills necessary to make subjective decisions, using data from ever-changing connections, networks, systems, a diversity of perspectives, and distributed sources of knowledge that can be human and non-human. An example from this course includes the inclusion of a selection of resources that expand choices for learning and showcase other perspectives. Connectivist and constructivist learning design attend to the autonomy and self-directedness of the learner, generally assuming prior experience with content. Content decisions are often dependent on context and learner considerations, which then drive outcomes, strategies, and assessments. Since direct instruction is not the primary form of learning in these approaches, outcomes may be less observable or lack specific conditions or criteria. They are often based on higher order thinking and social skills such as analyzing, evaluating, reflecting, creating, or collaborating. It may even be developed by the learner themselves. As in this course, most higher education learning experiences use all three theoretical approaches based on content, context, and learner needs.